Yes, in the last class we have seen this for loop programs. Now we are going to be learning. Next, our concept is nesting of a for loop. Okay, nested for loop. So this is a very important topic. Please observe here. Okay, so what do you mean by nested? Any for loop is placed within another for loop. Any for loop is placed within another for loop, then this concept is called as nested for loops. Now we will see the syntax of nested for loop. Here for, here initialization, condition check. If the condition is true, it will enter into the body. Once again it consists of one more for loop. For initialization, condition check. If the condition is true, this will execute. So this block will be executed until unless condition false. Whenever the condition false, the control returns to the outer for loop incrementation. Once the control comes to the outer for loop, automatically the inner initialization value is set as it is first. Okay, so let me see some sample program related to this nesting of for loop. These for loops, nesting of for loops are used to represent the data in the form of rows and columns. So to want to represent the data in the form of rows and columns, we have to suppose to use nesting of for loops. Okay, always the outer loop is for the rows and inner for loop is for columns. Got it? So to represent the rows and columns, we are representing nested for loop. In the nested for loop, whenever the inner for loop is false, condition false, whenever the control comes back to the outer for loop, then initialization of inner for loop is set as previously setted value. Got it? Now we will see some sample example related to this nested for loop. Before that, we would like to see some for loop programs. Okay, last class we have explained this display of write a program to calculate simple interest for 3 set of PNR values. Right, now let us see another program. Okay, so let me see, this program is related to the for loop only. Okay, not as a nested for loop. I'm copying this. What is the program? Sum and average of n number. Already I explained, I think so. Sum and average of n numbers. Whatever the n numbers you are inputting, it will be processed and it will print the numbers. Okay, yes. Now let me check another program, that is here it is there. These are a very important program. Okay, we have to suppose to see this series. Okay, I will explain this series program. Let me copy first. Okay, let me copy this program first. You can understand how we are doing. Okay, now here, not a first this one, let me take this program, 13th program. Okay, afterwards we will come to the 14th program. Copy. I'm coming to the notepad and I'm pasting. So after pasting this program, I'm mentioning our header files. So first let us see, it is x square, not as a x2, it is a x square. It is x power 4, x power 6 and x power 8. Here please observe here. Okay, here x is the base and 2 is power is a 2. X is the base and power is a 2. X is the base and power is a 6. X is the base and exponent. Right, power means exponent. Got it? So to do this series, we are using some logics. So this logic is very essential. So to do this program, I'm showing you some yes, let me see here. First we are using the mathematical functions, so let me add some header files. Include stdio.h hash include conio.h and hash include math.h. Okay, these are the header files is compulsory, and your main function should be void, and we are defining our variables. We are declaring our variables. What are the variables I am defining? Please observe here. Here x is appearing and n is appearing, right? X to the power of n, right? So that is why I am taking the series x as a base and n as a power value. And to do these kinds of a program, compulsory a counter variable is required. That is, I am treating it as an int. And in the next line I am declaring long int s is equal to 0. Why? Whenever I am processing, we know if the integer range exceeds, then it doesn't do, right? That is why I am defining it as a long int. Okay, long int, I am assigning it as a 0. Okay, because here the summation has asked. So this is our formula. Got it? So that is why I am taking s is equal to 0. First I am displaying one output statement. Enter the value of n and x. So we have to specify what is the series as to generate. What is the x value? Suppose if x is 1, then 1 power 2 plus 1 power 4 plus 1 power 6 plus 1 power 8 plus and so on 1 power n. Okay, if it is a 9, 9 to the power of 2 plus 9 to the power of 4 plus 9 to the power of 6 plus 9 to the power of 8 and so on 9 to the power of n up to n terms. Okay, so likewise you are writing one output statement. Afterwards you have to read the value from the keyboard. Then we are using scanf function. In the scanf, what we are doing? %d ampersand n ampersand x. So we have to read the value of n and read the value of x from the keyboard. Okay, so I will explain later. Now let us see, this is the logic we have to supposed to follow. Okay, first you observe here, for I is equal to 2, I less than or equal to n. I do not know what is the n value we have entered. For example, if I give n as a 10 and x as a 2, okay, it will take as a 2 power 2 plus 2 power 4 plus 2 power 6 plus 2 power 8 and so on 2 power 10. Okay, so for continuing, I am assigning the value I as 2. Why I am assigning I value as a 2? Now you are going to be learning. Here I am incrementing I is equal to I plus 2. Okay, now let us see. I is equal to 2, I less than or equal to n. What is the n value? 10. Condition true, right? It will enter here s plus power function. What is the usage of power function? It will give x power, right? Base value and exponent value. Got it? So now you can understand why I assigned I value as 2. So what is the x value? 2, right? So 2 power 2, whether series is meeting, 2 power 2, correct. Got it? Next time it is incrementing, it is x power x square plus x power 4, right? So it should be, while incrementing I am making plus 2. Got it? So 2 plus 2, 4, x power 4. Okay, so now I am processing 0 plus power of 2 comma 2. What is the 2 power 2 value? 4. So 0 plus 4, 4, where I am storing in s. So after here, where the control will go? Control will come I incrementation. So what is the value I am incrementing? I value plus 2. Initially it is 2, now it becomes 4. Why? Here it is given as x power 4. Okay, now new value is 4, 4 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Here it will come already 2 power 2, that is 4 plus power of, what is the x value? 2 comma, what is the new value of I? 4. 2 power 4. What is the value of 2 power 4? 16. 16 plus 4, that is 20, where I am storing 20 in s. Okay, afterwards control will come to I incrementation 6, 6 less than 10. Once again it will process 8, 8 will less than 10, 10, 10 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Till now it will be processed. Afterwards I am displaying the value of s, summation value, right? So where the value is exists in s, sum is %d I am giving and the value is in s, so the total value will come here. Okay, now let me check the execution of this project, this program. Okay, I am giving the get ch. You have to practice more, write down these kinds of a series and try to solve these kind of a programs. Now I am going to be saving. Okay, while saving we have to confirm it where we have to supposed to save. In C drive I am having turbo C3, I am having bin folder. In bin folder I am saving series. It is a series, right? Some series I am saving as a series dot c. Okay, afterwards I am minimizing, and yes, let me see how to run this program. Let me open my Turbo C++ editor. Here I am having my Turbo C++ editor, right? This is our Turbo C++ editor. I know what is the name of the program, right? I'm opening this. I'm starting Turbo C++. My editor is opening. Now I am opening my file. What is my file? Series.c. Yes. Now this is our program. Already I have explained. Let me explain by running step by step. Okay, you can understand what it will be happening. I'm pressing the F7 key, function key F7. Okay, so here the initialization takes. It is asking for the enter n and 10 x values. I'm entering the n as a 10 and x as a 2. Okay, I'm pressing the enter, and once again I'm pressing the F7. So here it comes, for I is equal to 2, I less than 10, less than or equal to 10 condition true, it will enter here 0 plus power of 2 comma 2. 2 to power 2 is 4. Power function means 2 power 2, right? So once it finish, I am coming F7. So it will continue there itself only by incrementing every time plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 less than or equal to 10. After that it will skip and it will display the value. Okay, so this is the value of 1364. Suppose I'm running once again and I'm entering the value of en as 5 series up to 5 terms. Okay, and I'm taking it as a 2. I'm entering. Now I'm pressing F7. I'm pressing one time 2. Okay, so here itself only it will exist. After that we are getting the output. So you are seeing it is 20. Got it? Yes. So likewise this program will evaluate. Okay, so now let me see another series. What is another series it has given? Here 1 square plus 3 power 4. Please observe here. Here the power values are increasing by 2, but base value is increasing plus 2. Okay, to do this program I'm copying and I'm taking notepad and I'm modifying here itself only. Already we have taken, right? I'm modifying. Let me paste, and you know this is the series our question. Okay, we don't need this one and this one. Okay, this is also not. This is our C program. What is the program? You have to print the series as 1 square plus 3 power 4. Please observe here. It is 1 square plus 3 power 4 plus 5 power 6. Okay, clear? Yes. To do this, I am declaring the variable n, and here it is a x value is not required. Sorry, n value is required and x value is not required. Okay, I'm defining the same variables and I'm defining clear screen. Okay, and now I'm giving the enter value for n. You have to supposed to enter the value from the keyboard. So to read the value from the keyboard up to n series, I'm using the scanf. Okay, now please observe here, for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n up to n series, right? Why I am increasing I value as 2, I is equal to I plus 2 I am making, right? Why I am making I is equal to I plus 2? If you observe here, for every incrementation power value should be 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? So that is why I have to increment the value plus 2. Now please observe the logic is s is equal to s plus power of I. What is the value of I? 1. 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, right? 1 power 2. Power of 1 comma 2 means 1 power 2, right? Next time it will be incremented value by 2. That means it becomes 3. 3 less than or equal to 5. Condition true. It will come here, and whatever the value is processed, that will be stored here. And now it comes here. Now I is the 3. 3 plus 1 4. 3 to the power of 4 is executing, right? So likewise this program will evaluate, and we are getting the summation series and the result in yes. Got it? And I'm saving as. Don't save, click as save as, because we have copied in the last project. Okay, last program only, right? So while saving, you just give it as a series1.c. what you have to supposed to give? series1.c. and where you have to supposed to save? You have to confirm in local disk turbo c3 and bin. Okay, and now I'm saving it. Okay, now I'm opening my editor. Already I'm minimized. I'm opening this and I'm opening my file. What is the name of the file? series1 series1.c. right, this is our program. Got it? So now I'm pressing and compiling, and it consists of an error. Unexpected means let me check. Yes, here it is not required. I'm removing this. I'm saving, I'm compiling, and I'm running. So enter value of n. I'm giving up to 5. I'm pressing the enter. It will give 15707. Got it? So likewise it will be evaluated. Okay, so to check how it will be executed, press the F7 and you are entering the n value as a 5, and I'm pressing up to 5. It will check. Okay, and I'm pressing F7. 1 power 1 1 power 2 2 and 3 power 4 we have to check. Okay, it will give the output as 15707. this is the output. It will come up to this series. Okay, so that is your program related to the series summation series. This is the summation series, and you can try here 2 plus 4 to the power of 3 plus 6 to the power of 5. Here it means 2 to the power of 1, 4 to the power of 3. Every time it should be incremented by 2. Okay, clear? And you have to assign I value as a 2. Please observe here, base as a 2 4 6. So for this I value should be 2. I less than or equal to n. Whatever the values you are giving, you have to supposed to do, right? So likewise the sum of a series are there. You can try. And next our topic is jumps in loops. Okay, in last class in decision making statement we have learned about break, right? Now we will see jump case statement in loops. Now already we are familiar with break keyword. Now we are going to be using continue keyword and go to keyword. So last class we have seen the go to statement, right? And break statement is also you have learned, right? Now we will run about continue. Okay, these three statements transfer control from one place to another place. So jumps means you are transferring the control from one location to another location. Here the control in the sense, here the blinking cursor. What will happen? Blinking cursor according to the condition it will transfers. Okay, this blinking cursor is saying as a control. Okay, this control will jump from one location to another location based on condition. You have to suppose to notify that it is based on the conditions. Okay, now let us see about the go to statement. Already we are familiar with go to. So in the go to statement we know forward jump and backward jump, right? So by using this we are transferring our program from one location to another location. Then your syntax is go to label. Okay, what is the syntax? Go to label, forward jump and backward jump we have seen. So let us check here some sample example. You will identify, write a program to find the biggest number using your go to statement. Okay, so here the main function. Afterwards I am declaring the variable. Now I am writing one output statement, enter to number. I am reading the values from the keyboard through the scanf. Okay, I am storing value in A and value in B through from the keyboard at the runtime. While program is running I am supplying the value. While program is running I am supplying that value. So hence your program will stores that value. So now it is asking enter two number. I am reading the value as 1 in A and 2 in B. Okay, now I am writing the condition if A greater than B. What is the value of A? 1. What is the value of B? 2. 1 greater than 2, false, it will come else. Here we have give go to output. So output 2 semicolon. Okay, wherever the label output 2 is exist, output 2 colon is exist, this is the label. So whatever the statement exists in this it will evaluate. So after executing this you have specifying go to label, that is the stop. Wherever the stop is exist, control will come here and do nothing. Okay, let me copy this program and let me explain this program. Okay, so I'm taking notepad, I'm taking new file and I'm pasting, and we have to supposed to add all these files. Header files are compulsory. If you don't enter, then it become a problem. Void main. Yes. So this is our program using goto. Okay. Now you have defined this variable. After the declaration, what we have to supposed to do? We have to use clear screen, right? After the variable declaration, we have to give the clear screen. If you don't give the clear screen, then it will show the previous answer also. Okay, previous program also will be appear in your console, your monitor. Okay, now let me check what it has to supposed to do. Yes. Okay, clear? Yes. Now I'm saving this file. Go to file, save option, and you have to ensure that you are storing in right folder, right? I'm ensuring here it is go to .c, go to .c, because while saving it should not be a keyword. Okay, so I have stored, and I'm opening my editor, alt enter for the full screen, and I'm opening my file. What is the name of the file? Go to .c. Yes, I'm pressing F5. Now I'm compiling and I'm running. So enter two numbers it is asking. I'm entering one. I've done wrong. Let me get ch. Here it is having nothing, right? I am writing the get ch. Okay, it is always better to write get ch. Alt F9, Control F9. Now I am entering one, and I have not entered the second number, right? Yes. Once again, let me compile and run. And 1 space 2. Now it is giving the biggest value is 12803. Why? Biggest value is 1. Okay, please observe here in the scanf it is having a mistake, right? How many values we have to supposed to read? 2 values. How many control string require? 2 control strings. Okay, so it is made a mistake, hence it is showing as a wrong output. Now compiling and running, and I'm entering 1 2. It is showing the biggest value as a 2. After 2 it shows nothing because it doesn't know what to do. The control is simply moving stop. Okay, for a better understanding, I'm pressing the F7. We will see how the program flows. So F7, it is asking 1 and 2. I'm once again giving the same. I'm pressing the F7. So immediately it will come to the go to output. So the control go to the output to, okay, it is jumping right. So likewise, afterwards it is going to the go to stop. Okay, clear? It comes to the stop, and it is displaying that value. Biggest value is 2. Clear? Yes, that's it. So this is the jump case statement you can use in your conditional statement, and the same go to statement can be used inside in your looping statement also. Okay, so you can also use in looping statement. So this is the decision making statement. Now we will see one more program related to the looping statement. I'm copying and I'm taking one new file, and let me paste through from here, and I'm pasting here. Let me alter this program. So what is the name of the program here? Let me check. Okay, int value I. Okay, write a program using goto inside the loop. So here it is using goto using conditional statement. Now I'm writing this program for looping statements. Okay, let me check for the looping statement. Now we will see void main int value comma is equal to 0. I'm writing one simple program. Okay, it doesn't have any logics. We will see what is the logic for my program. While I is equal to I'm taking two variable. What is the name of the variable? Int value and I is equal to 0, to integer variable, I'm writing the condition while I less than or equal to 0. Whether I value is 0, 0 less than or equal to 10, condition true, it will enter, right? It is asking enter a number, we have to suppose to enter a number. So to read a number from the keyboard, I have to use scanf statement, and whatever the number you are reading, you have to store in val. Variable is val. Okay, if val less than 0, not as a value, it as a val. If val less than or equal to 0, then it has to suppose to display 0 or negative found. Afterwards it has to go to error. If it is not, I value has to suppose to increment. In error, what I am placing, input data error. Okay, when this condition will execute, if this condition fails, if we enter the negative value, if you enter the negative value, control will go to here and it will display this data. Afterwards program finishes. So then what happens here, you are breaking, you are exiting from the looping statement by using the goto. Okay, sometimes it is required, to exit from the deeper loop, we have to suppose to use goto statement. To exit from the deeper loops, we have to suppose to use goto statement by specifying this kinds of condition. So that is the importance of goto. Let me save this is with save as goto1.c. okay, I'm saving, I'm opening, and alt enter and press F3 and go to the 1.c. okay, now F5 alt F9, it is having two errors, a statement missing. So why it is giving as a statement missing? Because we have missed semicolon. Okay, semicolon, press F2 for the saving, compile once again, and one more it is there. Yes, here the, please observe here, what is this, unterminated string characters, because here double quotation has missed. Okay, /n double quotation. Okay, I'm saving and compiling. Now no error, running. Now it is asking for the number, I'm entering -1. If I enter 0 or negative value found, input data error, it terminates. Got it? So if I not enter any number, negative number, it will continue, it will ask for 10 times to enter a number. How many times? Till to 10 times. Okay, after the 10th time it won't execute. Clear? Yes, got it. Value less than or equal to 0, we have specified as 0, hence it is executing. So now I am entering 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, 66. After 66 it is showing as input data error. Why? Because condition false, it is skipping this error statement, and whatever the statement is exists, it will evaluate it. So likewise, it is always better to use this goto statement to exit from the deeper loop. Okay, yes. And next it is break statement. So we can also use break statement inside a loop to terminate from that, to exit from that loop. Okay, it is also used to exit from that loop only. Okay, so that is the usage of a break statement. Let me check this sample program. I will show one sample program. I'm copying and I'm pasting here. Okay, this is our program. Write a program to demonstrate break statement on looping concept. Okay, so here I'm writing hash include stdio.h, hash include ponyo.h, hash void main. Okay, this is a common. And now please observe what I am doing. Why I am defining one variable while I is equal to 0, clr here, and now writing the while condition. One condition I am writing while I less than 0. So how long it will be executed? Less than till to the 10. Okay, afterwards I am writing one more if statement. What is that I am writing? If I equal to 5. If I equal to 5, what I am doing? Printf break statement is executed. So we have to terminate. It has not further processed. Okay, afterwards terminating, if it is not termed, it will display I value. If the condition meets, it will terminate from the execution. If the condition is not met, it will display the value of I and the iteration continues. Here iteration means the control will transfer back to while loop. Okay, the loop will continues. Okay, so after this, here the end of the program. So before end of the program, we have to supposed to give get ch. Clear? So when this program terminates, whenever the I becomes 5, whenever the I becomes a 5, it immediately come out of the loop. Okay, because of this break statement, immediately it will come out of this loop, and whatever the statement is exists, it will evaluate. Okay, printf exit from the loop. After the this, it is also showing it is exit from the loop only. Okay, now let me save as break1.c. break1.c, where I'm storing, you have to ensure, right? I'm clicking the save option, and I'm reducing my screen size, and I'm maximizing my screen size, and I'm opening the file. What is the name of the file? break1.c. okay, now if the break1.c, I'm pressing function key F2, I'm compiling, one error is there, file name, this mistake we have done, and I'm saving and compiling and running. If you run, it will show 0 1 2 3 4. After that, break statement is executed. Okay, exit from the loop, it has exited from the loop. Here, if I don't give this statement, then what happens? It will execute. If I don't give this conditional statement, it will execute till to the 10. So that is the program. Okay, and now we will see some other programs you can go through. You can build some programs by using this break statement. Already we have learned in switch case statement, and the next our concept is continue statement. So you can use continue statement. These are the very important question. Continue, break, and go to statements are very important. Sometimes it is better to skip some part of a program. To skip a portion of a program, then which statement you are using? Continuous statements are using. Okay, in loop operation we have to skip some part. To skip that part, we are going to be using continuous statements in your looping. Okay, so the syntax of continue is continue semicolon. That's it. Suppose if you are using here while test condition, if this condition is met, it continues, that value will skip, that value doesn't display. Okay, if this condition is fails, it will continues, and means it will skip that value. Okay, if for loop, if you use this continue statement, if this condition is met, it will skip this value. Okay, so to understanding better, we will take one sample program. Let us see one sample program, and I will explain. Yes, let me see this program. Okay, let me see this program. We will see what actually we are doing. Okay, I'm taking new file, I'm pasting. So this is the demonstration of continue. It is a break and continue. Not copied. Let me copy first. It has not copied previously. Let me copy this file, new, don't save, I'm pasting, right? Yes, now let me check. This is a sample program related to continue in loop. Sample program continue in loop. Okay, now hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. Next, it is a compulsory void main, and you are declaring two variables, that is n comma is equal to 1, and you are defining clear screen. So here you are writing the while loop, while I is greater than 0. If I value is greater than 0, then what it has to do? It has to enter a number. It is a sample program. Okay, this is a sample program, and you have to read a value from the keyboard, and it has to store in a variable. Okay, if this condition is met, then it has to supposed to continue. Means whenever you are entering the negative value, it will skip and ask to enter once again. It will come to your while loop and it will ask to enter a number. Okay, so before that closing we have to supposed to give get ch and save it. Yes, now we have to save it, file, save. This is continue program, right? I'm given cont.c, cont.c. Okay, I'm opening my file. What is the name of the file? Name of the file is cont.c, cont.c. Okay, and fi, I'm compiling. While compiling, let me check is there any mistakes. Okay, enter a number. We have to enter a number from the keyboard. If that number is less than 0 means you are entering the negative value. If you enter the negative value, it will skip. Okay, it will come once again, it will ask for the enter a number only. Got it? How long it will enter? Ask, it will enter up to the here it doesn't skips, I think so. Okay, here program will continues, it doesn't exit. Let me check. Okay, F2, compile, and 4 errors, declaration syntax. Yes, here it is, the declaration syntax is okay. Save, compile. Now no error and running. Enter a number, I'm entering 1. It enter a number, ask a number. Okay, it is continuing because it is not having termination. It will ask for n times of numbers. Okay, to exit this we have to supposed to press control pass break or control alt or else control alt enter and close this window, and you have to little modify this project. If you don't modify it, then it becomes a problem. I greater than or equal to 10. I'm giving I greater than or equal to 10. How long it has to be continue? Till to the 10 times. Okay, I less than or equal to 10, sorry, not a greater than, I less than or equal to 10. I'm giving it has to supposed to execute till to the 10 times. Okay, I'm saving now. After saving, once again save as it is a cont.c. it has to store in your bin folder and save it and open. We have closed, right, because of these problems. Okay, now I am opening my editor. Once again I'm opening my editor, start turbo c++, and I'm coming here and file, open cont.c. now I'm pressing F5, compiling. It consists of 6 errors. Sorry, here it is. Okay, I'm saving, I'm compiling. So it is having 2 errors. What is that? Yes, here it is there, right? Okay, I'm compiling and running. So whenever I'm entering number, it will ask for 10 times. Okay, suppose if I enter a negative number, it will skip 0 or negative value found, and it will ask for a enter a number, and once again I'm entering the negative value, it will skip, it will skip, it will skip. Okay, so but this program actually execute 10 times. We have to understand that. Okay, why? Because we have given the condition as while I less than or equal to 10. That's it. Clear? So this is your program, and hope you are understanding this continue statement in loop. Okay, what is the usage of continue? To skip a part of program. Yes, so likewise we will use these jump case statements in your programs. So hence these kinds of programs are very important. And let me check this sample program. By using this we can print this prime factor. I will copy this program first. Let me explain this program, and we came to know this program. Okay, let me run notepad and paste, and I'm coming here, right? So this is our program to display. For displaying this program, so this is the characters, right? You have to supposed to see what actually I'm doing. Okay, so in this hash include stdio.h and hash include tonio.h is exist, and okay, now let me see what I am printing. Oh, sorry. To understand this concept, we have to supposed to learn a nested for loop. We will continue this program after explaining the nested for loop. Okay, what is actually nested for loop? Any for loop is placed within another for loop. Once again I'm coming here, we have forgotten, right? This is our concept, nested for loops. To represent the information in the form of rows and columns, to represent the information in the rows and columns format, then we are using nested loops. Okay, so this is your syntax. This is an outer loop and this is an inner loop. Hope you understand this concept. We will continue this with in the next class. Thank you.